Hi, let's talk about what we learned today.
Yay!
Yay, it's happening. I am Chris. I am joined by my wife, Jessica.
Hello.
And today we have a very special guest. I'm really excited. It is my mother, Gwen.
Hello.
My mom is on a different podcast every week called All Things Internet with my sister, Rachel. And so I'm really excited to have you here.
Yeah.
You've been podcasting longer than we have.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah.
she's a pro.
Well, Rachel's the pro. I'm just the sidekick. Oh, it's fun though.
So on this podcast, the first thing we do is we kind of talk about what we learned throughout the week. So if there's anything that you can think of that you learned this week, it's been kind of a heavy week. There have been a few things going on.
So at the point of this recording, we're in the middle of the United States elections, and it has not been decided yet.
Right.
So things are looking very close. I have a guess that Biden's going to win, but I don't know. Like, I really think it could go any direction. And it also looks like there's going to be some contesting on Trump's part if Biden does win. So that's kind of where we're at, just to put it in time, because who knows where things will be at even in like an hour from now.
So we're recording this the day after the polls closed.
Yeah.
So now it's like the polls are coming in and we're like, maybe who won? I don't know.
Things are close.
It's shifting back and forth.
Biden just won Wisconsin, but we don't know about Michigan yet. We don't know about Pennsylvania yet. And we're kind of waiting for a couple other states to come in. So
we're learning patience.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We're learning patience right now, and stress relief techniques. And it's a lot. It's been a big election. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's all that's been on my mind, though. What about you, Christopher?
Well, was this week was also Halloween, wasn't it?
I think so much.
It was Halloween. And then our daughter's birthday is like 2 days from now.
Bailey's turning 13. And we're not thinking about like, oh, she's becoming a teenager. Like, that isn't like tearing us up, I don't think, or like having a huge emotional impact. But we also recognize that it's a big birthday for her. And I don't know. I think because she's such a sweetheart and her expectation is just like, I just want to be with family and it would be fun if it was this theme. Like, I feel like we'll do a good enough job.
Yeah.
But I also like, we're not dedicating months or even weeks of preparation into this. Like, we're just like, okay, like let's figure this out with family.
She wants to use our Halloween decorations as part of her decorations. So she asked if I would save those. So I have been, and hopefully we'll get to use those. When I turned 13, Mom, how was that for you?
It was a big thing. I mean, because when I was young, turning a teenager was a big deal.
Yeah.
So I carried that on in my head with when my kids turned teenagers. I don't remember what we did though.
Yeah, what did you do?
For my 13th?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Remember.
That's kind of what I'm going through in my head too. I feel like my parents were the same thing. Like, they were like, oh, this matters. I think especially my mom, just because like, I think it's like the mom to daughter sort of thing. And I think it mattered to me, but I also I don't know if it's the year that I made, I think we made eclairs.
Ooh.
I know I did that one year. Yeah. And so like, I think this was my 13th. I just don't know for sure, but it was like my mom made a bunch of eclairs and that was my favorite dessert. And I don't even know where it was, but I just like eclairs. It's like in my head. So I don't know. I guess maybe we're living up to the expectations of our memories of our 13th birthdays.
I'm actually really glad that Mom doesn't remember because I would feel really bad if I was like, I don't know. And she was like, I threw you such an amazing party and you don't remember. Yeah. But I think I remember my 5th birthday. I think that's the most like vivid in my mind is my 5th birthday. If I'm going back in time, but 13, not so much.
Yeah. And for Bailey, we're going to be doing this one, I believe, unless things change. But our current plan is to go to Queens and spend time with her. And I think we're all just going to set it up the day after we get there together with Colleen and just have family time, but also with a little bit of a theme.
Yeah.
And that's the plan. And I think it'll be good.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. I've been getting her presents for like months. I've been doing like little Amazon orders.
She caught me wrapping her presents the other day. So Bailey sleeps in. She's usually like it's 10 o'clock, you got to get up, or 9 o'clock or whatever. And so I started at like 8:30. I was like, I'm going to wrap these presents and she will never know that I wrap them. And then I hear from behind me as I'm wrapping a gift, good morning. And it was her. And I was like, go back to bed. But yeah, she didn't see anything. It was in a box already and I was just putting paper on it. But it was kind of funny because I thought I was getting away with like some early morning birthday wrapping. And she totally caught me.
She got you.
And I will say, I think this year I know that I got her a lot of small, cool things. But I don't think we really picked out like a big 13 birthday present. Right? Do you think that that's okay? Like, I feel like sometimes that happens. It's like a big 13th.
I think she likes getting a lot of little things, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think she'll like everything that she gets, but I in my head, I keep going like, oh, there isn't really like one, like a cha-cha-cha-cha sort of a gift.
Cha-cha-cha-cha.
But I think she'll like it. I don't know.
What are we in for, Mom? I mean, I don't remember being a teenager and being difficult, but I know that there's like that. Oh, good. That's good to hear. But you know what I mean? Like, is there something, is there like a shift that happens and you've had 4 kids, so.
Well, most of the shifts happened in high school, so.
Oh, so we still got a couple of years. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Because everyone I talk to, they're like, ooh, teenager. Like, teenager has this like stigma behind it. But I don't think, I feel like Bailey's like just going to be herself still.
Yeah. It's interesting because I feel like there's a really important shift in humans as they're developing from teenagers to young adults, where at least as far as I know as a mom, all of my kids have said to me, I'm going to live with you and be with you forever. Yeah. They're like at a certain age and kind of up until now-ish, that's what I've gotten from them. That's the feedback is like, Mom, we're in it for the long run. We're going to make like a commune style house, or I'll build a floor for myself somewhere and my family will move in. Like, this is like how they talk, like this expectation of this is forever. This
is a permanent thing.
And I feel like there's a thing that goes on when you go into being a young adult where you start separating yourself from your parents. And sometimes that happens through a rebellion or through just something. And I feel like I think that has to be the hardest part is like coming to terms with that as a parent. Just like, and I think recognizing, oh, that's what's happening. And like, this is for the betterment of my child. Like it's a good thing that they're able to want to separate from me, but also like, that's very heartbreaking. And it's the same thing as I remember when we had our newborns, like whenever we have a newborn, our job is to like only just nurture and love and care for and just like provide their needs. Like when they cry, it's like, I'm providing for your needs. But then they go through a phase from like 1 to 2 where it's like, oh, that cry is more intentional. It's not like a desperate, I need something cry. It's like, it can also be, I just don't want to do that cry. And you then have to go into training. And there's this shift that I had to have. And it was so hard to like, I had to consciously realize like, oh, I'm not in the newborn phase anymore where I'm only providing for my baby's needs. Like that is no longer my goal. I now also have to be training and helping them to learn something new and not just provide every time they cry. I can't just give them what they want because then they won't grow in a positive way. You know, you have to be able to, and just having that moment of going like, oh, that's not what I'm doing anymore. I'm kind of like missing that, but and having to shift my parenting. Like, I feel like that's something you go through several times in parenting a child. Yeah. So I'm assuming that's what's coming up. And I think it's going to be about us knowing how to shift and how to like move along with her as she grows, but hopefully it'll go really well.
Those transitions are always like, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I feel like they're always the hardest with the first kid. And then the second kid, third kid, you're kind of like, it's not easier, but you're expecting it. You can
recognize it and look for the signs of it. And like, you start knowing it a little bit better, even though each kid is their own person.
Right.
So I was the oldest in my family, so sorry, Mom.
And I was the oldest in my family.
I'm sure it was not easy going through the transitions with me, but here we are.
Here we are.
We're friends still, and we can do a podcast together. Yes. So that's good news. Anything you learned this week, Mom?
Just hitting on what Jessica said, patience.
Yeah.
Patience and the anxiety and how to better yourself through the anxiety. For me, it's being around family. And that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Which is
the
usually
election.
my go-to is my family.
The election has been it's been very difficult to sit through because everyone has very heated opinions on it.
Yes.
And it's difficult to see where other people are coming from when their opinions differ from yours so much. It's been and I don't know, the fact that it's so 50-50, it feels like is so, it's mind-boggling to me that it's because just looking at myself, I'm like, oh, I know that this is the right move here. But I feel like the people that are voting the other way are also going, this is the obvious right move here. It's really difficult to have a discussion about it.
And also the state we live in, we're in California, and our state voted 67% in favor of Biden, which meant that it was very defined.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's interesting too, like how it must feel living in the different places where there's more definition, like where we live, and more like debate or turmoil even. Right. But yes, Christopher and I, we watched the Queen's Gambit. That's how we managed a lot of this. We voted. We knew where we stood.
We would check things and then we'd be like, okay, back into the story of this tormented girl.
That was how we gave ourselves a little bit of a break, was kind of binging that a little bit. And like,
you've seen it, Mom?
Yeah, I watched it all in one day.
Oh, wow.
I forgot to add that. That's what I did one day.
That's what you did. See, so
you wasted it. You should have waited until the election.
No, she said she forgot to add it to. That's what you did during the election, right?
No, it was a few days ago.
Oh, I missed it. I was gonna say that's the thing to do apparently.
A few days ago, when it was like, oh, could the other party really win? And yeah.
A lot. I thought it was. We haven't finished it yet. We're still in the middle.
No, we have one episode left.
So somewhere near one side of the middle, and it's really good. It's a really good show.
Good. The only thing I wish is that it's definitely more mature. So I wish that I could watch it with Bailey because I feel like she would really love it. But there are just some things that I'm just like, okay, no, we'll wait a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to someday watching it with her because I do think she'll like it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good story about like a really talented and smart female that's like, it's just,
who takes
I
on
love
the
stories
world.
like that. I love that. It's so good. We need more of them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to take a quick break to see if we have any words from our sponsors before we get into our main topic, which is going to be holiday traditions. All right. Holiday traditions.
Yay!
So we're specifically talking about Thanksgiving and Christmas is what we celebrate. So
and this is our experience and our traditions and things that we've done. We celebrate Christmas and we celebrate Thanksgiving. And actually, we're going to get even more into that hopefully later this month because I'm friends with a historian who's very knowledgeable about the truths of Thanksgiving. And I'm really looking forward to hopefully bringing her onto this podcast and educating all of us and just being able to be equipped with the knowledge of like the true history of Thanksgiving, because I feel like a lot of people are taught a very like basic idea, like fairy tale almost idea of Thanksgiving. And we now can teach more of the true story and also know, depending on our own kids' ages and things like that, how to dive into that. But I'm really looking forward to hopefully having her on this podcast and being able to talk about history so that we just know more and can share more about the knowledge there.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be really interesting. Yeah.
She's so smart.
I love talking with her about American history because it's like you get a different perspective than what you were taught at least when we were in school. Like I just remember cutting out like black hats and headdresses and like eating cornbread in class. Like that was the lesson that we got. Yeah. And I think there's like a good lesson of like togetherness, but I don't know if the history lines up with that. I'm excited to like dive into that and kind of get uncomfortable with it and find out what documentation there is about that kind of stuff. So
and to be able to then be able to teach it appropriately.
Right.
So I'm excited about learning more from her on Thanksgiving, and we'll talk about our own things that we do probably about Thanksgiving, and then also Christmas.
I do want to say Thanksgiving is like one of my favorite holidays, and the reason I like it is because of the family get-togethers. Like and it's always been that way. It's like eating a bunch of good food and like getting together with your family and going around the table and talking about what you're thankful for. I think that's our biggest tradition is like we take a minute.
And I think that's how we've framed Thanksgiving more in our family. We don't really talk about like the traditional like Pilgrims and Native Americans like when we sit down to a Thanksgiving meal. And I don't know if it's the same in like Canada's version of Thanksgiving, like if they focus on history, like I don't know what they do. And I don't know about different areas in the United States either on like, and I know they're two different things, but like how they are discussed and approached. And I know in school it was about like Pilgrims and Native Americans, but I feel like with us as adults, it's more about gratitude and family togetherness and a gathering, like taking a time to gather and be thankful.
Yeah. So that's my favorite Thanksgiving tradition is like right before we eat, we stop and like go around the table and everybody says something they're thankful for. We've done that as long as I can remember.
Yeah. And I like that as our family's grown, each person brings in something that they did at their family Thanksgiving, different foods or what have you. And it's great.
Yeah, I don't think I had cranberry sauce until Jessica brought it over. And I was like, oh my goodness.
What is this amazing thing we've never had?
I can't wait to see what our kids' spouses bring along someday.
Well, the cool thing about cranberry sauce too is it kind of like what I like about it is that it enhances all the other bits. So it actually shows that togetherness alone. And like if I was to bring that in and it was nice, like there's a metaphor there. I'm just saying.
I like it. That's a good metaphor.
Like it just makes the merging of the foods all the happier. I think. So yay. So Gwen is our guest and she is the original Ballinger Christmas, essentially. And I feel like your kids are extremely enthusiastic about Christmas. And that's like a very big deal in your home. And that's what it's always been. That's what you made. You created that. So will you tell us a little bit about that? About like your intention early on and like, I guess, why you went that direction and then also like what things you did to really make Christmas special.
When Tim and I started Christmas with our kids, we wanted family, of course, to be number one. But more than that, we wanted them to know why we were celebrating Christmas, which was the birth of Christ our Savior, not just gifts. But we did do big on gifts. And I think it was a really special time for all of us, just the excitement of the kids as well. But that their dad went out and worked extra to make Christmas happen for you guys.
Yeah.
I'm making it emotional. Like, he would go out in the cold and paint storefront windows so that the kids would have a Christmas because we didn't have extra money.
I remember the year he let me start helping. And that was an eye opener for me because he, it was fun. We'd go visit him and like, I don't know, bring him lunch or something. Hot chocolate. Yeah. And he'd be out there making cartoons and I liked drawing. So I thought it was like, he gets to do this fun thing where he gets to draw on windows or paint on windows. That's so fun. But actually doing it, realizing what it does to your body to be in that position all day. And it got cold. I mean, it wasn't snowing at Santa Barbara, but it got cold, especially at night or really, really hot. Was the other way. The other way it went down. And thorns from like bushes and stuff like that. Yeah. And I just didn't realize that he was doing all of that for us so that we would have this Christmas celebration. Right. Like that was an eye-opener.
And so Christopher's dad had a 9-to-5 as like a businessman.
Even more than that, as a salesman. He traveled a lot, but he made sure the week after Christmas he was always home so that he could paint all the storefront windows after work or if he had a few days off, he'd paint them then or during the weekends.
Yeah, he'd use his holiday time, his vacation time. He would use it for that purpose, for painting Christmas windows.
Which was heavy, like labor. Would you call it heavy labor, like craftsman labor?
Yeah, I mean,
painting?
I don't know. I know there's
a lot of work.
There's a spot on your back that just it's like a knife going into your back because your arm's up, one arm's up, and the other arm's holding a can of paint. or like a little container of paint, and you can't relax this arm at all, otherwise the paint spills. And this other hand is like doing this like really meticulous stuff, and you're usually on a ladder, or you're like straddling some shrubbery or some, like in weird positions. And there's this one spot on your back. And I remember talking to Dad about it. I was like, Dad, it really hurts right here. He's like, yep, yes, it does. He knew exactly what I was talking about.
And he never complained about it.
No,
never once.
No, I never heard him and that's part of the reason I had no idea how hard it was.
To me, he didn't complain either.
And so what he was doing was he was painting the windows that were like for all the storefronts that said like happy holidays, like for sale, like get your toys here. Like he would go around town and he would paint all the windows in town, which I remember as a kid, even before I knew them, like seeing them. And I probably saw his artwork growing up as a child, and that brought a lot, I think, to the whole town that we lived in as well, which is really cool.
That's really a cool way to look at it. I've never really thought about how like he decorated the town.
Yeah.
Because he really did. He went around all over town, the banks, the restaurants, the barbershops.
He has his own like signature look too. So like, you know, that painter was the same painter, at least like when I was a kid, like you would know that was.
He'd sign it all Ballinger. And then when I started helping him, I remember the first time he did this, he's like, we always sign it. And so he signed Ballinger like he always did. And then he kind of like gave me this little look, and then he put a plus and then sun underneath. And I was like, oh, that like, and that was really cool that he did that. And we always had Christmas was just this like happy time. Yeah. It was just like the decorations, everything that our family did was just happy.
Yeah. It was very happy time. We'd always light candles on Christmas Eve and read the night before Christmas. And Dad would read a scripture. And then the next morning would be just fun. A
lot of presents.
With extended family coming over sometimes.
Yeah.
So how did you like set a budget for each kid, or how did you do it? You have a lot of kids and a lot of presents. So how did you set that up?
The budget was whatever Tim made is what we divided between the kids. And each kid got spent the exact same amount. And then I'd count the presents to make sure they all had the same amount so that nobody felt like they were less, I guess.
That must have been hard when some of us got older and we wanted a more expensive thing or something.
Yeah, you always wanted Legos, the big Lego sets. So,
did you ever do that where you put more of the budget into one bigger thing and then maybe fewer presents? Or
for each child, there'd be more, like a $50 Lego set was huge to us.
Yeah.
And then maybe a doll or something that was a little bit more expensive for Colleen. Not the Legos, but I mean.
Like the American Girl.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. So we try to keep it pretty even for each kid. Did we do all right?
Oh, yeah. Christmas has always been both the like the religious side of it and the like celebratory side of it has always been like a sacred thing to me. Like it's been this special thing that's ingrained in me. I want to participate, want my kids to enjoy it. Right. And that stems from my childhood for sure. Like good. Yeah. Christmas morning, Christmas Eve. I like Christmas Eve a lot too because back in the day, we would put on like a pageant and sing songs and get together with family on Christmas Eve. And then that meant the next morning was Christmas. And it was just like this whole thing.
Was the pageant always at a certain house?
Yes.
Yes. It's always at my mother's house.
Yeah.
And so you'd have Christmas Eve and family pageant. Then would you guys still be wrapping presents that night?
Until 3 a.m. or putting a bike together or putting something together. Yes.
Okay, and I have to ask, I don't think this, you probably won't tell me, but where did you keep the presents? Is this still secret?
We just, no. We'd put a lot in our room and just put a big blanket over it.
Okay.
In our room. It wasn't hide them at somebody else's house unless it was something big.
Do people hide them at somebody else's house?
Yeah.
I never thought of that in my whole life. Yeah. Okay, I was thinking that I feel like in your house in the hallway there's like an attic.
Oh, we never used that.
Okay, I was like, I wonder if they stored things up in that attic.
It was never like you'll never find the Christmas presents.
No.
It was always like don't go in my room. And there was like 3 sheets that were like closed pinned together to keep us from seeing the mound of toys. And I don't think any of us, maybe one of us snuck in there. I never did.
And we knew that if you did, we didn't think you guys would, but we knew that if you did, you'd learn, oh, that took away some of the joy of the excitement.
Yeah.
So
I liked the anticipation of it. It was like fun.
Yeah.
That there was like this mysterious like pile of stuff under some bed sheets. Yeah. And we wouldn't find out until the day of. How about your family, Jess? What?
Oh man, my family all over the place. I don't know. I had a complicated childhood, I think, because my parents divorced when I was 10, and my mom was at that time like kind of pursuing Christian faith. And I think leading up to that, her and my dad maybe were atheist or something. My dad is, I believe, atheist. And he, so when my mom became very like Christian and my dad was atheist and they were having a divorce, there was a lot of like clashing there between them where he wanted to make sure that my sister and I were exposed to world religion. Like he wanted to make sure that we weren't being kind of pigeonholed into one religion. So he would be like, well, pick whatever you want to do. Do you want to do Hanukkah this year? Do you want to? But it wasn't like, he didn't also put in a lot of effort into showing it. He was just like, whatever, I don't care. But he didn't want to like, I think my parents were just really clashing. So I don't know. I don't want to get into like shading them for whatever they were going through because I honestly don't. I was a kid. It was my kid's perspective. But I feel like our Christmases in general were very modest. Mm-hmm. I would do Christmas Eve at my grandma's often early childhood. And I remember that was like really special. And Santa would show up usually at some point. And it was like a big family gathering of extended family. And that was always really fun because I wouldn't necessarily always see my cousins, but like seeing them and then opening some presents. Everybody got some, but there were a lot of us. So it was like tons of presents. And then Santa making an appearance, like that was always really fun. And then that faded as we got older. And I think as my parents like were more in their divorced lives, and it was more about like shuffling kids and like which house do we go to and things like that. And my dad being like, I think he had a branch once and instead of a Christmas tree, like I don't know.
Very Charlie Brown.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. And then Christopher, you and I started dating when we were 16. So I didn't have a long period of like figuring things out with my parents who were like not that into Christmas. I
think something that you brought to this family that we were in is the like, it doesn't have to be a certain way. Like, mm-hmm. I feel like there was like a certain like, these decorations are really important, or like this needs to be a certain way, or this needs to be a certain way. This is how we celebrate. And I felt like a little more free, mm-hmm. Because, and it took a while for me to get there at first, but because you were like, it doesn't need to be that way. Like we can celebrate this way or that way. I feel like that was cool.
And I also brought Creepy Santa.
Yes, that was the major contribution.
That was hard. That was hard for me. I'm sorry.
Creepy Santa was hard for you?
Creepy Santa was hard for me.
It's not that deep. It's not that deep. It's just like a disaster of a Santa that we put on top of our Christmas tree. That's the creepiest thing that ever existed. And I wish I knew more of its origins, but it came from...
Did it come from your dad's house?
It definitely came from my dad's house. And I don't know if it then came from my grandma or not.
It looks like it's from the 50s.
I don't know how its clothes are falling off of it. Like
it is scary.
It's really scary. So yes, that's Creepy Santa. I also have stockings that my grandma hand sewed. Like my stocking was hand sewn for me, so that's special. What's that called?
Knitting?
Not crochet. No, it's your
needlepoint.
Needlepoint. Yeah, so
or like
really
cross
pretty.
stitching.
Yeah, it's a really pretty like cross stitched stocking.
Mm-hmm.
But my grandma passed away before we were even married.
Right.
So she hasn't been that involved in like later Christmases for me. But I think that's it. I don't know. I can't think of anything else. I'm excited about what we've sort of built together, but I think a lot of it comes from like you know how to wrap presents.
Mom taught me that.
Right.
Mom's very good at wrapping presents. Very good at wrapping presents. And creative with it.
Oh.
I feel like.
Thank you. I use too much tape.
I think even today, my dad sent a birthday present for Bailey in the mail, and it was wrapped in a brown paper bag. And that's how my presents. He takes a brown paper bag and you crumple up the top, and then you take a Sharpie and you write across the person's name.
There you go.
And that's how you do presents. And so, like, I'm really grateful that Christopher puts on such a beautiful, show of presents.
I don't know. A brown paper bag with Sharpie on it is pretty epic. Like I'm totally for it. I don't think there's a right and a wrong way.
So.
Yeah.
I let Christopher kind of do most of the under the tree things. And Christopher's passed on to our children now, really loving the process of wrapping a gift in a beautiful way. And I think that that's awesome. It's not something I am passionate about, like, for doing, but I'm glad that you do it, and I'm glad that some of our kids are excited about it and that they're joining in on like wrapping things in a beautiful way too. But
I think some of our kids wrap stuff like your dad does.
One of the things you guys do that I just was blown away with, and I think it's a fabulous idea, is you'd print out pictures.
Oh, yeah, that was Jessica's idea.
You can talk about that. That is a great idea.
Yeah, that's something that I just wanted my small children to be able to experience giving. And I wanted to really focus on Christmas, not just as something you're receiving, especially from a young age. Like, I feel like when you instill something in, 1 to 3 years old, it sticks better. Like it's got a deeper meaning to it, and it just like seems to do better. And I wanted those little kids who couldn't read yet to be able to pick up a present and to know, like, I'm giving this to my dad right now, and to be excited about that, or I'm giving it to my brother or my sister or whatever. So we print out, and also now have a stash of little like headshot.
They're little wallet-sized photos.
Little wallet-sized photos. I can print them with my own printer because, hey, technology.
Fancy.
I know. And we just print them out and cut them out and put them on presents.
They're the name tags. The name tags are little photographs of everybody. So they know, like, oh, this one goes to grandma. And we do it for our family and our extended family.
Yeah, as much as I can. As long as I can, like, track down a Facebook profile picture or something for some people. But it's really fun to see it under the tree. It's fun to see, like, just people all under our tree. And then it's really special for the kids to just be able to pick them out and, like, give them. And we do one at a time gifting as well. I know some people do, like, jump in and just rip everything
Find your name and grab it.
Yeah, and I think that comes from, I don't know about you and how you did it as a child, but for me, it's important to me because we didn't have that many presents, and we all looked at each present respectfully and, like, with thanking the people around us. And I think it's just that naturally to me, that's like how it should be done. But
we did one at a time at our house. Yeah. It was a long process, but we definitely did it.
It's so long for us at this point with how many kids we have. It's like a half-day process at this point.
You know what's interesting about the photos is, like, Bailey, Jacob, Parker, they can read now and recognize anybody's name. Yeah. And I wrote somebody's name on something, and they scolded me. They were like, you put a picture on that. They love it. They love the pictures.
They love
it. And I
it.
wasn't expecting it to mean as much to them. I thought it was like a parenting tool for us. Like, that's how I looked at it. But it's like part of their tradition now. And I think that's really cool.
And we have a really fun quiz that I'm very excited about doing with Gwen. But we are going to do that right after we hear from our sponsors.
Okay, so I'm really curious about what I'm going to get for Christmas this year. And so we're going to take a quiz that's called Make a Christmas Movie, and we'll tell you what you're getting for Christmas. So
I'm so excited.
We
don't check these at all beforehand,
No.
and I'm always worried that they're going to end up, like, inappropriate.
Well,
so hopefully
we don't have a kid as a guest this time, so.
But you have your mother, Christopher.
I know.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, so we'll have Mom do it first, and then if we have time, we'll have the rest of us.
This is going to be so fun. These are so fun.
Okay, so these are pictures, this first one, so I'm going to describe them a little bit. But where does your Christmas movie take place? Is it going to take place in New York, a little town, London, or a farm?
A farm.
Ooh.
You knew. I was like, I don't know. That's hard. 3 of those are really good for me. So.
When does it take place? In the 1920s? Now? Christmas, obviously. Or the 1950s?
Christmas.
Obviously.
It's a Christmas movie.
Does Santa Claus make an appearance? Ooh. Yes, of course. Does a small Santa, does a mall Santa count? I was thinking of creepy Santa. I was like, what? How do they know? No, Santa does not. Or Santa Claus is one of the main characters. Duh.
Oh, I have to choose one of them. Mm-hmm. Then I'd probably say, does a mall Santa count?
Okay. Is there romance? And it's a rom-com, actually, is one of the answers.
I actually thought when they said a Christmas movie that it was a romance movie. So
well, we know romantic. Your answer.
Yes.
There might be ... Nah, it's a family entertainer. Or nope, it's all about friendship this time.
What's a family entertainer? A person who does things for family?
Like something like Santa, like the Santa Claus or Elf.
It's like a family movie without any romance.
Okay, we'll do family.
Who is the main character? A college kid, some orphans, a ton of animals, or Kanye West?
So now I got to make all the things I've chosen fit into this. How about a college kid?
Okay. How does your movie end? Spoiler alert, it's a sad ending, unfortunately. Family is reunited, a wedding. It's a cliffhanger, so I'm afraid I can't give that away.
Family's reunited.
Family is reunited. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh no! Your reaction.
So are you ready to hear what you're getting for Christmas this year?
Oh.
I hope it's a chicken.
You're not super far off. It's a dog. Your childhood dreams come true. Aww. Look how cute that puppy is,
that's
though.
A cute puppy. Aww. That's a cute puppy. Okay.
So there you go.
I want to know what I'm getting for Christmas. You got a puppy?
I got a puppy.
Okay.
You want a puppy? What would you do if you got a puppy for Christmas?
I go, well, thank you. Tim, what are we going to do? Another animal to take care
of. Let's see. What would you name it?
It depends on the dog. You have to look at it.
I guess that's not a fair question. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jessica. Where does your movie take place? Is it New York, a little town, London, or a farm?
A little town. I was like, London. Okay.
When does it take place? The 1920s, now, Christmas, obviously, or the 1950s?
Now.
Does Santa Claus make an appearance? Yes, of course. Mall Santa? No. Or Santa Claus is the main character?
Mall Santa.
Is there romance? It's a rom-com. Is it, well, I guess, is it, it's a rom-com, actually, or there might be ...
It's a rom-com, actually.
Who is the main character? A college kid, some orphans, a ton of animals, or Kanye West?
It has to be a college kid.
There's not really a rom-com scenario.
The animals? I don't know.
And then how does your movie end? It's a sad ending, unfortunately. Family is reunited. A wedding. Okay. All right. Are you ready? Do you have a guess on what you're getting for Christmas?
Oh, I bet it's going to be something lame like jewelry.
It's probably an engagement ring.
I'll give you a hint. Do you want a hint? It's an experience.
No, just tell me.
Okay. It's concert tickets.
What? I thought I was going to Hawaii. Concert tickets?
Like France or something.
Yes. Where's my France? I'll even take the jewelry. Where's this concert? How dare you?
Well, who would you want to see if you got concert tickets for Christmas?
Fiona Apple.
Okay. Mentally noted.
For
that you don't want
down the road.
That you don't want.
This isn't the best year to get concert tickets. I'm just going to say. Probably don't mentally note that for too long. Okay, where does it take place, Christopher?
Can I see it again? Or read them out?
New York, little town, London, a farm.
So I'm in between New York or London.
I know. I knew you were.
I'm going to go with New York.
Oh, I was guessing London.
Okay.
I almost pushed it.
She did. I saw her thumb.
I know.
She was hovering over London.
I wanted to see the London results. Okay, go ahead. When does it take place?
I need the question first.
I was just reading it for myself.
Okay.
When does it take place? 1920s. Now. Christmas, obviously. 1950s.
I'm going to go now.
Okay. Does Santa Claus make an appearance? Yes, of course. Does a mall Santa count? No. Santa Claus is one of the main characters. Duh.
I'm going to say yes.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Obviously.
Oh, was it duh?
No.
There was...
No.
Okay.
He's there. He's not the main character, but he's there.
Is there romance?
What are my options again?
It's a rom-com, actually. There might be. Nah, it's a family entertainer. Nope. It's all about friendship this time.
I'm going to say there might be ...
Oh. Who is the main character? A college kid. Some orphans. A ton of animals. Kanye West.
I'm going to go with orphans.
How does your movie end? It's a sad ending, unfortunately. Family is reunited. A wedding! It's a cliffhanger, so I'm afraid I can't give that away.
What was the second one?
Family is reunited.
Yeah, let's do that one. Family is reunited. Uh-oh. Mom made a facial expression. What? Is it a puppy? Is it a puppy?
It's a puppy.
Oh, no.
This is really close to the kind of puppy I plant. Like I would.
What
want.
is it the same one Mom got?
It looks like,
or is it a
it's
new
the same
puppy?
one your mom got, but it kind of looks like what's that kind of golden doodle? It kind of looks like a version of a golden doodle, or it could be like a labradoodle or something. Which is, when I've done my research, one of the best dogs for a family.
It is.
So I'm just saying, it looks like we know what you're getting for Christmas.
Responsibilities.
More.
And you're getting a concert tickets that you can't use.
Maybe it'll be a Zoom concert.
Oh yeah, that's pretty. I feel like that's even worse of a Christmas present though.
I bought myself that Hamilton concert a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was a good
And the
time.
Rocky Horror.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we only saw a little bit of that though.
Yeah. I have one more quiz about Christmas if we want to take it. Do you want to take it? Okay.
Does your mom?
Do you want to take it, Mom?
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Do you
So
like
this
Christmas?
Yeah.
this one fits really well actually for Mom because it's about Christmas treats, and my mom is the one that started the Christmas evening cookie party
Right.
Yeah.
at her house.
That's
and,
a huge tradition.
That is
you
a
guys.
huge tradition.
and Colleen's sort of taken it on a little bit, but Mom used to do it, and there were like I felt like 100 people in our little house
At its peak, in
at
its
its
prime.
peak. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I remember coming from home from college and just being like, I can't even fit in
Yeah.
here. Like there's no place to, I can't move.
And
it
that
was
that
really
was
cool.
Christmas evening.
Yeah.
Christmas night. Right.
Yeah. And then you would spend a lot of Christmas making cookies.
We would spend quite a few hours and then rush to clean up. But we felt that on Christmas Eve, the big buildup and everything. And we knew a lot of people that didn't have a lot of family.
Yeah.
And so we opened up our home and said, come on over for cookies on Christmas night.
It's fun.
So, yeah.
A lot of
Neighbors and
people, that was
friends
like the one time a year I saw them was at that cookie
Right.
party.
Right. It was fun.
Okay. Well, when you were prepping all of these cookies, did you ever stop to think to yourself what Christmas treat you are? Because that's what this quiz will show you. Pick something for breakfast. Would you prefer pancakes, avocado toast, French toast, or a bagel?
Oh, it's a toss-up between pancakes and avocado toast. Huge difference.
Yeah, those are two very different
That's hard.
breakfasts.
But when
Okay.
you're in a different mood, I can understand
Yeah.
the
But if
argument
we're
for it.
talking about Christmas, pancakes.
Okay. Okay, if you're going to grab a snack, are you going to go for that granola bar, a bag of chips, a banana, or popcorn?
Ooh, a banana.
Okay. It's time for lunch. You want some pizza, chicken nuggets, a sandwich, or pasta?
Pasta.
How about dinner? Seafood, pasta, burger, sushi, or filet mignon?
Oh, give me that burger.
Okay. And don't forget about a side dish. Okay. Are you wanting the fries, the Brussels sprouts, the fresh salad, or the mushroom risotto?
Burger and fries go together.
Okay.
It's got to be fries.
And then for dessert, which I feel like it's like, isn't that what we're aiming
Yeah,
for
this
here?
is what
But
these
okay.
quizzes do.
What do you want? Ice cream, a brownie sundae, salted caramel cheesecake, or chocolate pudding?
Brownie sundae.
That does look really good.
Yeah.
It's got the ooziness. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see what you were?
I couldn't see it.
Okay. Do you want to guess?
A chocolate chip cookie. 'Cause that's what I always
That's
make.
what I would
Yeah.
pick for you.
Yes.
But that's not what they
Maybe
picked
she's
for
like
you.
a cheesecake.
Oh, your cheesecake is the best, Jessica. Sorry.
Jessica
That's another
does.
one of our Christmas traditions.
Yeah, cheesecake and pavlova. Those are the
Yes, that too.
two Christmas traditions in terms of like treats that we do. You are, and I don't think you even serve these at your Christmas parties, typically gingerbread cookies.
Oh.
I love gingerbread
We
cookies.
used to make gingerbread houses, but I never made them from scratch.
I feel like you definitely give like a gingerbread lady vibe.
A vibe?
Yeah.
Probably had candles burning that were gingerbready smell.
No, just like gingerbread cookies themselves.
Oh,
The lady,
okay,
like they're
yes.
like cute and like approachable.
Okay.
They're
And
like
festive.
fun. They're
like,
fun.
Yeah, like
Okay.
dressed up for it, ready to do Christmas.
Yes, and they are just really good. I love gingerbread cookies.
We haven't made
Love
them at the cookie party, Jess. We should have made them.
You should, because oh man, we made some this pandemic.
Oh, how fun.
This quarantine time, me and Bailey made some, and they were really good.
They were good.
And I didn't know that how good they are straight out of the oven, because it really made a difference. Like I feel like I've only ever had them
in a box.
cooler. Yeah, I don't know. I think I probably have had homemade ones, but like right out of the oven.
That's the only way to have them.
Oh man.
Yeah.
They're so good. It's not the only way to have them. I would take them cold or hot or old.
It's such a difference though. Straight, like homemade, like fresh out of the oven, so different.
Oh man, they were really good.
But that might be for all cookies.
Yes.
All cookies fresh out of the oven. Don't let them cool down. Just let them hurt you.
Yeah.
And they're delicious. All right. Well, that's about all the time we have for today's podcast. Thank you so much for joining us, Mom.
Thank you.
This was
And-
very
having me.
impromptu.
It
Yes.
was.
Mom came for a visit. I think she was on her way out the door. And I was like, before you go, how about you sit down with us and we'll do a podcast? And you totally were like awesome about it. And you were like, yeah, I would love to. And
And the visit itself was unexpected. Like she was like, I'm driving by near your house. Can I say hi to the kids? And we were like, yeah. And then we're like, oh, you want to do a podcast too?
now you're trapped in the podcast. Oh, we've got a visitor. This has never happened in a podcast before. Do you want to say hi in the podcast?
Hi. You're going to be in a podcast someday. Actually, this is a great lead up because we were talking about Duncan maybe being in one of our podcasts for a little bit this month.
Do you want to be in a podcast? Yeah. And talk in the microphone?
Okay, well, this will be your practice time. Do you want to say hello and what your name is and how old you are?
I am Duncan, and my name and how old I am is 3.
Very
Excellent
good.
job.
Excellent job.
If you do a podcast with us this month, what would you like it to be about?
I do not know.
Okay, well, we'll figure something out, and you can come on for a little bit, okay?
Okay.
All right. So be sure to subscribe to the podcast so that you get notified when Duncan joins us in the future. And next week, we'll be talking probably a little bit about Bailey's birthday and how that went.
Hopefully this week or next week, my friend who's a historian will be able to come and teach us a little bit about the origins and true story of Thanksgiving events, just so that we have a little bit more knowledge as we're talking about Thanksgiving with our kids, for us, and just anybody else, just so we know what happened. And once again, Gwen is an incredible podcaster from the podcast All Things Internet, which she co-hosts with Rachel.
Right.
And can you tell us a little bit about it?
We talk about things we see on the internet, but we don't research or fact check anything. It's just our opinions. We just talk and have a good time.
It's really fun. I don't miss an episode. I've listened to all your episodes.
Thank you.
And you can find it on their YouTube channel as well as anywhere that you can listen to podcasts.
Right.
And Gwen, you have an Instagram and Twitter and stuff too, right?
I do. I don't post that often, though. It's usually my grandkids.
I know.
Duncan wants in on that podcast action.
Duncan, do you want to say thanks for listening today?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
I love you.